What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and this week I've been driving the 2024 Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring 3. Up front is a 2.5-liter inline-4, as well as a plug-in hybrid system, and down below is a CVT. Now, I am super excited to be making this video because this is my first ever press Lincoln. I'm very excited to start working with the Lincoln Motor Company and Ford as a whole. They've treated me really well in the past. As you saw, I drove a 2023 Ford Raptor R on the channel, and so they've been very good to me, and I was excited to get behind the wheel of this Corsair. But if you would like to submit your own vehicle, you can head on over to my website, zackpradel.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. And I have one more favor to ask in this particular video. I am trying out a new microphone. I know the Mercedes video I put out on Friday had some crackly audio, so I've switched to this. Let me know what you think of the audio quality. If it's good, bad, if I should change it, I'd really appreciate any feedback. But let's get back to that 2.5-liter under the hood with the plug-in hybrid system. Well, that is the crown jewel of the Corsair. It is a plug-in hybrid, and it allows for about 28 miles of all-electric driving when the vehicle is fully charged. Because of that, you get some pretty good fuel economy. Now, I haven't had the luxury of charging this vehicle all that much, and I'm still averaging around 32 miles to the gallon, which for a big vehicle like this is really good, and you're only going to get better numbers when you actually use that battery. Charging time is about 3.5 hours on a 240. On a standard wall outlet, I charged it for about 12.5 hours for a full charge. So obviously, if you get one of these vehicles, please look into getting a level 2 charger installed if you don't have one already. Now, like I said, paired to it is a CVT. Don't love it, don't hate it, it's fine. Last but not least, this is all-wheel drive. So how does it feel to drive the Lincoln Corsair? Well, it's actually a very pleasurable, very refined experience. The only downside of the driving feel is the CVT. So when you really put your foot into it, it sort of doesn't quite know what to do. But besides that, driving around town, driving on the highway, it's been a wonderful, comfortable experience. And we'll talk a lot about the features. Those really play into it as well. But it's quiet. You can have a nice conversation driving it down the road. It feels like a Lincoln, and that is all I can ask for. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior because we have quite a bit to talk about. Well, in front of me, I have a 12.3-inch digital display for my gauges. This is decently customizable. Ford has always been very good about giving their products lots of information to read off of and for the driver. And overall, I really like the look. On the steering wheel, on the left, we have our volume, skip track, and cruise control options. And off to the right, we have our navigation, phone, media, and settings. However, these buttons can actually be changed around, which is really cool. I don't overly love the way the buttons operate because you have to kind of hit them from the side instead of straight on. So if I could change anything, it would probably be that. The overall steering wheel is very nice. It is heated, it's leather wrapped, and to the bottom left, we have our Blue Cruise system. So this vehicle is outfitted with hands-free driving, of which I will have a completely separate video of my thoughts on that. It's a really good system. I like it, and it was very cool to use, and you operate that on the steering wheel. Off to the left, we do have a climate vent, tailgate release, gas cap release, which I had to use a lot because this tank is rather small, headlight, and gauge dimmer switches. Moving on to the door, we do have a speaker, as well as 3 different levels of memory seats, and a little seat button. This will open up the seat menu, and from here, you can access your 5 different massage settings, as well as you can customize your seat to your heart's content. We also do have push button seat adjustments on the door if you don't want to use the screen or if you're not into fine tuning your seat experience. And moving down the door, we have our lock and unlock, power mirrors, as well as folding mirrors and power windows. Moving into the center, we get our 13.2-inch screen that does have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Like I said, you can access all of your seat functions through here and the seat massage, which I really like, of course. That has been very fun over the last week. As well as you can access your ambient lighting. So this vehicle is outfitted with ambient lighting that is absolutely lovely at night. I wish we got more than 6 colors. I wish it was like a color wheel so you could really customize it, but that's okay. Beggars can't be choosers. We also have our climate controls ran through here, and I don't really love this. Because if you have gloves on, it's really hard to use. And overall, I'm just not a big fan of climate controls being integrated into screens. If your screen ever breaks, you can't change your temperature, and I don't quite like that. However, I do have heated and ventilated seats, as well as that heated steering wheel that we talked about.
Record any likes, dislikes, or suggestions about the experiences with your vehicle, and then select send.
Hey, this car is awesome, man. This thing is sweet.
Thank you. Your feedback was sent.
Moving down below, we have 2 climate control vents, and then we have our shifter. So I'm not overly in love with this style of shifter. It took a little bit of getting used to, but at the end of the day, it was fine. Then we have a couple of interesting buttons. So we have volume off to the left. We have our parking assist, our camera button. This will turn on the 360 camera, which is very, very nice. Hazard switch, screen off, traction control off, which is not the standard traction control logo. I don't know why they changed it, but traction control is that little tire that's losing grip. And then our max defrost, that is a button, and I love to see that. However, you can also operate that through the screen. Then we do get an openable cubby down below. This will reveal the 2 USBs, USB-A and USB-C, as well as a 12-volt outlet. And at night, it does project this little Lincoln logo, which is very, very nice, and that will change with the color of the ambient lighting that you select. But moving up the center stack, we do have our drive mode selector off to left. So we have so many drive modes. We have normal, excite, conserve, slippery, preserve EV, and then we're back to the normal. I love these little graphics that come up. I've always loved these little graphics. Lincoln has been using these for a couple of years at this point, and I think it adds a really nice feel to the interior, and we'll talk about that with the final thoughts. We have our power parking brake down below that, and off to the right, we do have cup holders, so we will do a big friggin' bottle test here in the Lincoln Corsair from 2024, and unfortunately, yet predictably, it fails the big friggin' bottle test. Then we do get a center console with a 12-volt outlet found in there, but nothing too crazy beyond that. Talking about the seats, like I said, they are heated, power, memory, ventilated, and massaging, so you can't really complain about these seats. They do pretty much everything. However, I do have one slight complaint, which is like the most first world complaint in the whole wide world, which is the fact that when sitting in the back seat, I got this complaint from some friends, the massage seats use air pumps and they are very, very noisy. So if you don't have any music on in the car, or if someone's sitting directly behind you, they are listening to those pumps go the entire time. And what's nice is that these massage seats don't actually have a shutoff, or at least I haven't found it. I drove almost 2 hours back from Milwaukee in this car, and the massage seats never stopped, which in a lot of other cars, they usually do like a 15-minute session, 20-minute session. I've seen 30-minute sessions, but Lincoln just says, hey, you want massage on? We're gonna do it for as long as possible. And I respect that. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2024 Lincoln Corsair Grand Touring 3, and right off the bat, my knees not hitting the seat in front of me, my head not hitting the ceiling. This is a really good size of SUV, and I would say probably my favorite size, because they're not trying to squeeze a third row, they're not trying to be this huge family hauler, but I also have ample amount of space in the back. From where I'm sitting, very nice. I do have heated seats as well as vents back here. I do have a center console. I could pull down 2 cup holders in there, and overall, it's pretty nice. I didn't open up this ceiling all the way. There we go. So you get a little bit more of a view of this beautiful, great skylight above us. Really, really nice. Overall, it's a good back space. No complaints. Let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the Lincoln Corsair. Now, we do have a button here on the key fob. Hit it twice. However, it also has the kick feature. Just kind of kick your foot under there and it will pop up. So we do have the charger and ice scraper because it is unfortunately still cold weather here in the Midwest. This is the charger that you get, but you do get power folding second row seats. You get a 12-volt outlet over here, and overall really nice space. So we can lower this if you want, There we go. So you can get an idea of what kind of space you would achieve with those folded. We can pop this up as well. We do get a spare tire. Very nice to see. And then we'll just come up here, hit the button, and power folding right back down. Love to see that. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I actually really like the look of this Lincoln. I think it's very dignified. I think it has a certain look to it that just is such a nice touch. It's big, it's in charge, and that's what I want out of a Lincoln product. I miss those early days of Lincoln where they dominated the road, and so this feels like they are starting to get back to that, which I'm very happy to see. This is also finished in Asher Gray, in case you were curious about what color it might be. However, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving a Lincoln Corsair for the last 7 days? I'll post a picture now. This is the most miles I've ever put on a press car, so this is now the reigning champion of vehicle I've spent the most time in outside of my own car. Well, it's safe to say with that mileage that I've loved it. It's been a very good experience. It's been very comfortable. It's been luxurious. The ride's been nice. The audio quality is great. My current obsession is Through the Fire and the Flames by Dragon Force, and this sound system plays it wonderfully. So I don't have any major complaints. I think the plug-in hybrid system is wonderful if you do drive around town mostly. The charge tends to go pretty quick, and even in conserve EV mode, I hit that button, I had 21 miles of range. After my drive in full conserve EV mode, I had 18 miles of battery left. So somehow I ended up using 3 miles even in conserve mode. So the battery does go quick, and the gas tank is rather small. I've had to fill it up twice. Now I've done over 500 miles, but still to the point. I think what struck me most about this car was the little attention to detail that Lincoln gave it. Here's what I mean. Watch me turn on my heated seat. Look at the little selector. There's little particles or little glitter coming off of it. I really like that touch. Same with the gauge cluster. The ambient lights make me feel special, and when I'm driving at night, there's a sense of occasion of which I'm going. The massage seats, I mean, what are we doing? Come on, those are great. The hands-free highway driving, such a wonderful system. Overall, I'm just so impressed with this car, and I think it's safe to say that I am now a Lincoln fan. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to the Lincoln Motor Company for sending me this vehicle for the last 7 days to review. They have been wonderful to work with. They've been super helpful, especially when it comes to little questions I might have had. Huge thank you to G. Schmidt for facilitating the cleaning and delivery of this vehicle, and of course the Midwestern Automotive Media Association for just being so doggone good. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.